Another bad day in office for Manchester United. And again, Captain Bruno Fernandes is the only player showing up. It's like this man is a slave to this team. He's doing everything while we have a bunch of lazy players who have no heart for Manchester United. Welcome again to the United of Sport. Here is my official match reaction after this 2-all draw against Bournemouth, a game where I again feel just like against Brentford, we didn't deserve anything from this game. We deserve to be beaten. Like Owen Hargreaves said, hadn't it been for Bruno, where would we have been? Well, let's get proper into it. First of all, there are so many problems. Before I even go into the player ratings, there are so many problems with this team, guys. So many problems with this team. I'll start with giving Bruno his flowers. I thought he was fighting from the start to the last minute of the game. He was playing central defense. He was playing 10. He was playing 8. He was playing 6. He was on the wings. He was looking for goals. Bruno was doing the hard work because everyone else was somehow not showing up. But there is no hunger in this squad. There is absolutely no hunger in this team. It is only one player fighting. That's Bruno. Only him. Then the other thing, the other problem that I have, I saw in this team, the midfield is not supporting the back line. Look, we've got a young player in Kambwala who was made to do mistakes. He was exposed several times. In fact, I thought in the second half he grew back into the game. He had a few, errors, but he was heading balls, he was winning tackles. But the boy was not supported by his midfield. The midfield is not connected to the back line. You beat the first line of defense. You beat the press. We are done. Just beat the first line. We are done. We are exposed. The midfield, the goalkeeper are so exposed. It's like there is no organization at all in this team. There is no cohesion. We had moments where Rasmus Højlund was playing very good hold-up player prop, but he would lack players to give them to pass the ball to. Players were either Rashford is hiding, he's not in the right position to be given the ball. The boy has had very good hold-up play. Then Garnacho is selfish at some point. Even Rashford himself, instead of passing the ball to Højlund, he's selfish. He's not giving him the ball. So there is a level of selfishness and disjointedness in this team that you can't explain. And you're thinking, what is going on? We rely on moments, not patterns. There are no patterns with Man United. Even the goals, you look at the Bruno Fernandes goal that he scored. There was no pattern at all. It was just a moment, and we don't get so many of those, do we? But you would see that even a small team like Bournemouth were putting together balls and passes to create patterns and get goals. It is very, very, very sad to look at Man United playing like this. And again, for me, yes, Eric Ten Hag has got his issues, but these players are such a mess. I've said it here before. These players are only motivated to play against the big teams. Against small teams, they clearly don't want to play for Man United. I'll tell you, if Eric Ten Hag is sacked, yes, he will have a lot to blame himself about, but the players will have sacked him before even we get to his issues. The players do not want to play for this guy. It's clear, it's obvious, it's glaring. They don't even care. They play poor against Bournemouth, but their body language alone, it's only Bruno who looks like he's pained, and maybe Andre Onana in goal. Man is exposed every time and then, every now and then. I mean, for me, it's such a painful thing to see. And let me even take it to the players. Let me listen. I hope Casemiro is already taking Arab classes, because he's done. He's no more. He's too slow. He's not confident. I think Casemiro has lost his confidence badly. It's sad to see. You can't even believe it, but I feel like he's one of our least confident players on the pitch. He's missing, funny passes. He's so slow. He's beaten, and he cannot look at the goal. I think that was the goal by Solanke. Look at how Casemiro and Kobe Maino were just out of place. We lose the ball, and our midfielders who should be tracking back are trotting. And you're thinking, do these players really have a fight in them? Do they know they are playing for Manchester United? There is a lot of wrong in this team that it will take more than just a new manager changing the structure to sort it. The reality is there is a proper overhaul that is needed in this Man United team. We need a complete overhaul. Otherwise, we are terrible. Now, let me go into the player ratings. Andre Onana, I thought, yes, you can say he could have saved both of the goals he scored, but I honestly still think he kept us in the game, partly. I think for me, it was just a bad day in office for nearly everyone. So I would give Onana actually 6 out of 10. I thought you did decently. We could have considered there's a save he made from Kluivert. We could have considered about 4 goals. Bournemouth should have won that. They will look back and rule their chances. They will look back and say, we should have obliterated Man United just like we beat them at Old Trafford. They could have easily won this one. Onana saved us a bit. So I would give Onana just slightly over average, 6 out of 10. Kambwala had errors. He was bitter. You cannot blame a player for sleeping, really. And you see, I cannot even really blame Kambwala mostly for that goal because again, the holding midfielder, I think it was Garnacho, who lost the ball at a very unexpected time. There was no pressure on him. He drops the ball. Kambwala's body language was, he was facing this side. And Solanke, good as he is, he's on form, he's on a purple patch. He beat him and he slipped. So you cannot really blame a young player for sleeping after such an error. I mean, I would not really blame him. For me, I thought actually Kambwala grew into the game. I would give him a 6.5 out of 10. Across the entire game, especially in the second half where he was heading balls and winning balls and tackling, I thought he was one of our better players. In fact, I would give him 6.5 out of 10. Had we won this game, I would give him 7. But I would give him 6.5 because it was a draw. I thought, save for the errors, even what could have cost us a penalty, those for a young 19-year-old players, when that pressure comes, you don't blame him. But I thought he had a better game than most of our players, our so-called senior players. So that's that's one. Then Harry Maguire was lost a bit, quite a bit out of place, trying to go for shots that were not clear. I would give Maguire 5.5 out of 10. I thought Kambwala played better than him. On the right, Diogo Dalot, confusion, lost in the game. I'll give him 5. Wan-Bissaka had good moments. I thought there was a point where he won a ball, and again, the referee decision went against him. It was unfair. I thought Bissaka was decent. I'll give him 5.5, 2 out of 10. Then in the middle, Kobe Maino won us a penalty, not his best of games, really. I would give Kobe a 6 out of 10. Casemiro, a weak link, I would give him 5 out of 10. For the first half, he had a 4. He was below average in the first half. I would give Casemiro a 5 out of 10, really. He was one of our poor players. Then Bruno was our best player. Hardworking, fighting for every ball, scored both of our goals. I'll give him his shot number. 8 out of 10 for Bruno. Then Garnacho, terrible. No wonder he was substituted. I would give him a 4.5 out of 10. Selfish, dribbling when he doesn't have to, just wasteful. Then Rashford still. I thought Rashford is always making the same errors, getting the ball, running into a forest of legs, runs out of ideas, doesn't know how to beat off a man. Rashford, 5 out of 10. He was tracking back a bit, but still he was average. 5 out of 10. Then up top, Højlund. I thought Højlund has very good hold-up play. I thought there was a level of selfishness. He could have got a goal at some point, probably. I would give Højlund 6 out of 10. He's a striker. I expect him to score, but I think I would give him a 6 fairly out of 10. Ahmad comes on as a substitute, puts a few wrong balls, but he tries to play along and create a tempo in the game. Average 5 out of 10 or 5.5 or thereabout for Amad Diallo. So by and large, and then you go to Erik Ten Hag, you have Mason Mount on the bench. He's just there laughing and smiling. We are losing a game. Eriksen, Mason Mount on the bench are just there laughing. There is no character. There is no urge, desire. A Mount who is supposed to be a senior player. There is no Anthony. We've got injuries. Mount should be thinking, I should be starting. He's not good enough to start, but he's just laughing on the bench. Comes on as a substitute. He does absolutely nothing. Erik Ten Hag, clueless, doesn't know where to play him. So the entire game, I would give Erik Ten Hag a 5 out of 10. I thought, again, there is no improvement. What are we playing yet again? There is no improvement in how we're playing. But going generally to the team, the lack of effort, there is no desire, there is no want. This team is below average. They don't deserve to wear the Man United jersey. I would give the entire team 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 for the entire team. Erik Ten Hag is slightly better. He's not as bad as the entire team. The entire team is 4 out of 10 for me. But what do? This is where we are. We sleep again, and I think now we should be in the conversation for the Conference League. We can't talk about the Champions League now, honestly. I think we should just forget about the Champions League because as it is now, Newcastle, remember, before we thought we were fighting Aston Villa and Spurs, but Newcastle now is in the equation. We are 7th. Newcastle is ahead of us. They are 6th. They have got 50 points. Tottenham has got 60. Aston Villa has got 60. West Ham, 48. and you know that West Ham perhaps could actually shock us and bypass us. So we could be in the Conference League conversation, not even the Europa. That's how terrible this Manchester United team is. This is the United hotspot. That is my match reaction. Garbage in, garbage out.